Yo, what's good out there? It's your man sliding in here once again, man. Coming to kick it with you a little bit. And I'm gonna be a little messy today. I'm just letting y'all know. Gonna be a little messy, have a little fun with this subject, but yet and still drop a few facts on you. Um, this particular video right here, you can already see why white, women are unapologetic for their love for dating black men. This is a review. And this is a video that I seen actually on TikTok. And I started to see it kind of floating around a little bit. And I say, I'm gonna do something on that. It'd be kind of fun just to tap on it a little bit, be a little messy, a little. And I was checking it out, and then I ran across the homie channel, Anton Daniel, right here, the homie, and he did a little something on it as well. He got a chance to get out there before I did, but I mean, he quick with his boy. That man put in work. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, so I said, listen, let me go on. But he had a couple of good perspectives that I said, you know what, let me borrow a little bit of what he got because he kind of gave it from a different perspective than what I was gonna come with. So I borrowed a little bit from over there from him. And yeah, we're gonna go ahead and get into it. But let me let y'all know, man. You know this thing with Puffy about to get started. Well, I guess it ain't got started. I guess they're picking the jury and all that. And probably tomorrow or the day after, I'm gonna go ahead and drop one. This is gonna be the thumbnail on that joint. I thought I did this myself. I thought I kind of hooked it up a little bit. You know what I'm saying? But it's gonna be my take on what's going on with him. It's gonna be from a different perspective. I know I did a couple of these already, but you got a number of things that's going on with that. And I don't know if y'all know, but they picked the all female prosecution team up there in New York. So I'm thinking that's something y'all might want to check out as well. And also, man, don't forget, I got my book out on Amazon right here. And it's also in volumes. It's on audio book now. So in case y'all ain't trying to read or whatever, y'all busy, y'all can listen to it while y'all getting along doing what you do. I see we got a couple of messages here. Okay. Got baby mama in here. What's up? And then my man, as always, more up in this thing. We're gonna talk a little mess today, more. Hope you ready. I hope you ready, which I know you always ready. But yo, let me go ahead and run this first joint from y'all because I ain't gonna stay in front of y'all this long. Because if we hit on that Puffy thing tomorrow, that's gonna be some entertainment. Then also that turkey hut thing. It's a number of good subjects out there today, man. I mean, been coming out the last couple of days. Yeah, more that turkey hut thing and that dude over there, boy, that dude was wild there. I might go on and tap on that. And I had a couple of my people also say something to me like, man, you got to get back into the street stuff some more, man. Start breaking down some of that stuff that's going on in Mexico and all that. And I mean, that was good shit. So I'm gonna start doing some more of that too, just tapping in on that as well. So I just like to show I can hit on a number of subjects, you know. But yo, let's go ahead and run this first joint from the homie Anton.
Black women are used to white women being apologists at this point. Now, this girl is basically like, nope, I'm not apologizing. Stay in your lane. This is capitalism. And we're not just talking about capitalism trying to compete for resources and jobs. We're also talking about capitalistic when it comes to getting the best men. And I don't know if women really realize this, but they need to really figure this out, especially black women. But you guys may think that black men, for the most part, are at the bottom of the barrel and that you got all of these options, and that's cool. I have no problem with people's preferences whatsoever. But worldwide and here in America, whatever it is that we talk about that then substantiates what makes a person a more desirable person in the eyes of whoever it is have a preference for them. Black men are way up there when it comes to desirability overall from other races or overall in general.
Now this is an interesting perspective. Now I do think the homie got it right, and there's no slight to the sisters. But you gotta, or we have a gender war thing that's going on. It's been going on for a while. And some of the things or issues that the sisters have with the brothers, And I'm not even gonna say just all brothers, because I know there are some YT men that's going and experiencing some of this stuff too. But our sisters really been on our head, man. And some of us deserve it. I'm not gonna say we not, but it has went to an extreme to where it's really, really unhealthy, and is as a flat out war that really makes no sense. And the war is based on, or you're measured on, your financial position in the world and things of that sort. And some of it I think is kind of drastic. But then again, I know some women has their standards or where they at, and sometimes I hate to say it like this. I heard a young lady I was dealing with at one time. She was dealing with a guy, and he fell off. And she said, well, he's a good guy, but that nigga might need to go get him some cheaper, you know what? You know what I'm saying? So I ain't mad at, and as a former hustler myself, I can never knock the hustle. But we got to understand where we at, and things are starting to change. And not only in this country, globally, because we not paying attention. We look over in Italy, we look over in the European countries, look over in Japan, and see how the population is really dropping in those areas. But what we not paying attention to, and this stuff is coming out more and more lately, they're saying that universities are going to start closing down because they've been stopping what they've been charging for these universities, because there's not enough 18-year-olds that's going to be coming out of high school no more to go to these colleges, because the population disparity is falling off. And for y'all that don't think, y'all probably think I'm cooking up something, I know everybody done heard about the baby boomer getting older and retiring, and there not being enough people, young people, to support all the money that they're going to need to pull for the health care and things of this sort. That's based on population. And they're saying right now that most people are concerned about tariffs and inflation, and that should not be the real concern. The real concern needs to be birth rate. And they're actually talking like the government are going to start trying to give women money to have children and things of that sort. So what we thought was going over in Europe is happening here now. And I know some of y'all men not took it serious, where they trying to pay black men to come over in different places and populate and get frisky or whatever the case may be. But it's a reality. Now I'm going to play you this one clip, excuse me, that I wanted to play earlier before I ran into the homie stuff that gave a little bit of a different perspective. I see I got a comment. Let me take this comment real quick. Then I'm going to play y'all this other video. Hey, Preem, for y'all that's new, give me a thumbs up or whatever. But on this channel, we talk, man. And hey, Preem, I'm gonna use your statement that the comment that you made on that first video that I did about Puffy. This the joint I'm gonna do probably tomorrow, Preem, right here. And I'm gonna talk about Puffy whole trial thing. But you made a statement in there, and it's like the final act when the guy about to set himself on. You know what I'm talking about. I'm gonna use that at the end of this show. I hope you don't mind, because I was gonna hit you earlier and tell you, later on, and tell you that I want to use your comment that you made. I hope, like I said, I hope you don't mind. But we're gonna go ahead and get into this other part right here. I'm gonna catch that comment in a minute.
Should black men date white women? That's the TikTok I just saw. So this girl was talking about how she was approached by a lady or a young girl and her group of friends, and the girl asked, do you have a problem with black men dating white women? And some of them were like, yeah. Some of them said no. And then she went on to say, well, my bigger question would be, why do the white women feel like they need to date black men? And then she went and explained, like, oh, it's because the kids, and they want the kids to look a certain way. Not sure I agree with that, but still, we're moving on, because the point of this of this lady's video is she gets to the end and she says, we need to have more conversations like this because they're not being had anymore. It's called staying in your own lane. Stay the fuck in your own lane. If you don't like to date outside of your race, that's great. I love that for you. Stay the fuck in your own lane. If you are a black girl that wants to date a white man, go for it. If you're a black girl that wants to date a Hispanic man, go for it. If you're a white woman that wants to date a black man, go for it. You get the point, correct? Got it. It's called minding your own fucking business and staying in your own lane. What does a white and a black man's relationship, how does that affect you? How does that affect you? That is the most mind-blowing part of this whole entire like social media with me and Shane. And when I post him on my social media and I get all the comments, I'm like, how the fuck is my relationship an inconvenience to your life? Make it make sense. Do you agree or do you disagree? I think we should all get back in our own lanes and stay there, because what the fuck?
Now, you can tell she was pretty aggressive with it. She was aggressive and she didn't care. She was, happy to post her Shane or whatever the case may be. And she didn't care. And you catching a lot of women today that are feeling like that. And one thing that I've noticed that with dealing with, community, the women in that community, the most important thing to them is becoming a mom. That's most important. And when you call them a mom or something, man, their face light up. And we've known certain one of it. It's been taking a long time, and some of these women haven't been able to get pregnant, and they're concerned about it. And like I said, if you look at the population in the Western world, it's down. It's way down. It's not even at the point of that you can actually replace what you're losing. And I stated this sometime before, that people don't think that a version of man can disappear. And that's not the truth. So this young lady, she got her a black man. She's happy about it. And like I said, I started seeing it as I was coming up, but you see it more now, especially when you go out in certain communities that at one point we couldn't really go. You go out there now, and right now, I deliver gas, for a gas company, driving a semi. And man, you go out in these neighborhoods, man, all these little kids, they mix, man. It's like not off, especially with the younger gen, they're mixed. They don't care about that stuff. And so what I'm stating is this: nobody's telling our sisters what to do and how they should do things, but at the end of the day, the value of your brothers is through the roof, because the world is in a different position than what it was at one point. And hey, these women, they trying to have kids, they trying to be happy. And and they take a lot of brothers that's as we call it, fixer-uppers. And the crazy thing about it, they end up having successful relationships with these men. Now, here's another perspective from Paul Pierce.
Why do you feel like men, especially NBA players, get with white women? Is it because they're easy, quote unquote?
I got some theories, but I really want to hear it from him.
I do too. I want to hear it too.
I honestly think that maybe they appreciate lady more and they apologize more.
Interview with
they don't mind being held accountable.
And that is the goddamn truth. Listen here. If you want a happy home, if you're a man, she gonna get the credit for everything that go right. And for everything that go wrong, whether it's your fault or whether you was around when the decision was made, it's your goddamn fault. And when she tell everybody your fault, if you got some sense, you better be quiet and just let it go over like that. Because it's gonna be hell to tell the captain. Black women do not apologize. They do not apologize, and it's something you always, now, a lot of black women, I'm not going to say all black women because I don't want to paint everybody with that, but they don't apologize, man. And listen here, if you hem them up and make them try to hold them accountable, you're going to have a problem, man. You're going to have a problem. So I don't know. He got a good point there. He got a damn good point. So let's run this other little joint right here.
But I am starting to see white women and white men revolt against the things that black men and black women, and now you're getting to see the things that they believe that they just don't say in front of you. And what they are trying to tell you, regardless of how uncomfortable it makes you or it makes them, and they're starting to tell you directly. They're trying to tell you they don't care about what you think. They are going for the gusto and they're going to go for the thing that's the best for them. And I cannot tell you how many black men I see more often than not. And it's really tripped out to see it here in Metro Detroit. But I travel a lot and I see it more often than not. I am starting to see a lot more interracial couples. It used to be more of a thing of, well, if you travel a lot or if you was raised in a certain environment or if you were a man of an upper echelon stature, the stereotype would be, oh man, you left black women and you got with a white woman or whatever, so on and so forth. And so the finesse is real, but in general, they just not scared of y'all no more. They're not scared of y'all even a little bit.
And we blame, and I mean deservingly so, using history as the basis, these people, they're all about colonizing. And in this case, I mean, he made a reference to it somewhat, but not using that word, that if you women ain't taking advantage of what you get, these women are coming in and they taking these men. They're taking them on. Now, I'm not talking about your freaky jokers like Shannon Sharp and, allegedly and want women to, play with your body situation. I'm not talking about those. I'm talking about people that's trying to have real productive, relationships, and, if they frisky, is more conservative or whatever. I'm not talking about as Rick James say, the super freak. I'm not talking about them. I'm talking about regular folk. And they're moving in, man. They're moving in, and it's not just happening with white women. This is going on around the world right now, especially in these places like I'm overstating the point, I guess, somewhat, where the population is down and the government is supporting that. Now, let me hit you with another perspective, and I got a couple of stories to tell after this one right here.
So for you, black guys or white guys?
Black guys.
Can you elaborate as to why specifically black guys?
Yes, black guys are melanated, and I want my children to survive. And I know that the only way for them to survive in the future is for them to have melanin in their skin. So that's the way for me to, make my legacy continue.
Okay, I like that answer. That's actually a really unique answer.
Got a couple of stories for y'all, and I'm gonna get out y'all way because this is something short. And I don't want to make too much fun because I don't want to get our sisters pissed off as it's too much. But I recall a couple stories from the federal joint. I mean, in the fed joint, you locked up with people all over the place. And there's one particular brother, they brought him from Guyana. And he was a ship's captain. And he had a ship. He was basically a new ship that had been built. He was taken to somebody, I forget, down in South America somewhere. But I guess he had a hull full of those things. So Coast Guard pulled him in the shore, put him into a water that was more neutral. And what did my man Preem say? Oh, for sure, baby, for sure. Put him somewhere to, I guess someone had a treaty with America so they could extradite him back over here. And so we built a pretty good relationship. And so now this was before, because first time I started seeing about the population disparity and all that, I seen it in The Economist. This had to be like 2010, somewhere in there. And I seen it in The Economist, then I seen it in The Final Call. But him never being in America, he was telling the story from he was an older man at this point, like maybe 20 or 30 years prior. He was in the 60s. And he was talking about how all the women would come over from Europe. So I would sit down and listen to him because he had a lot of interesting stories he would tell. Smart brother. And he would say how some of the women would come over looking to basically get, have kids with black men. That's what they were coming in for. So I guess he didn't really buy into it till he got with one young lady and he gave me a play-by-play. So when she found out she was, pregnant, she called home. I don't know if the girl was from Romania or somewhere like that. She called home, and her mom picked up the phone. She said, "How you doing?" Whatever the case may be. She said, "Mommy, I'm pregnant." She said, "What?" She said, "I'm pregnant." Mother got off the phone and gave the phone to the grandmother. And she was screaming on the phone like, "Mama, no, listen, listen, listen." So she started talking to her grandmother, and she was like, "You pregnant, man? Who you get pregnant by and all that?" And, she said, "No, he's a black man. He's a black man." And then the grandmother started screaming on the phone with excitement and yelled to her mother. Her mother came, got on the phone. "He's a black man?" She's like, "Yes, mommy, that's what I was trying to tell you." "Oh, when are you bringing my baby home? When are you bringing my baby home?" So I'm listening to him. I'm like kind of shocked. And what I guess she explained to him that I guess she didn't explain when they were going through the whole process is that her parents, her mother sent her over there because they knew that they had to mix in with us every now and then in order to continue to. So similar to what the young lady just said on the video that I just played. Now I got one other story. There's another guy in there. He was head of the Aryan Nation type situation. And he was, man, he used to kick it a lot, but he was super racist, man. This dude here, he was super racist. And he always had slick stuff to say. And he got mad at me one day when he was like talking about when everybody got conquered by them, they deserved to be conquered because they were weak. And then that's when I told him that, you were conquered for over 700 years. After that, he didn't want to talk to me no more. But anyway, what I noticed, all the white boys that would come in, he would get them. And, he was the head of the car. For y'all been inside, y'all know he was the leader or whatever, for y'all that don't. And he would give them, little things they needed to get set up or whatever. So one particular group came in, and he always kept his locker closed. But one guy already told me there was locking in there with him why he kept his locker closed. All his grandkids were mixed. So he had a group come in. He opened his locker up, happy to see him, giving them stuff and all that. And then a couple of them got quiet as he was talking. And so one of the guys mustered up enough courage to say, "Well, who are the kids?" He said, "Oh, these are my grandkids," and then turned around. And then he looked at the guy. He's like, "So what you got a problem with my grandkids?" "Oh, no, 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 no." He said, "No, go ahead and say it. Go ahead, say one goddamn, and I'm going to." So what I noticed with him, because at the end of the day, they care about their grandkids and having kids. He used to be on the phone late, calling his daughter. His daughter cut him off and wasn't talking to him. So I guess he got back on a pretty good terms with her. And he was talking to her. He's like, "What kind of music that you guys playing in the back?" And it was rap music. He's like, "Oh, okay, yeah. Well, honey, you think the kids need to be hearing that and that?" And she started going off. "What did I tell you?" "Oh, no, no. Hold on, honey. No, no, I don't have no problem with it. I like that kind of music." But my point was, at that time, things were already aggressively starting to change. So in closing, we're entering a new world, a whole new stage of things. And it's time for our people to wake up, our sisters to wake up, and as well as our brothers to wake up, those that's not doing what they need to do. Because at the end of the day, in the Western world, there is a population dearth, and they know who can get to it and who can make it happen, and they know the ones that can't. So that's where we at. That's how it's going. These women are coming in and they're capitalizing on your men. If they can get them, they will get them, and they're not intended on giving them back. You heard how aggressive that one was sounding. So let's tighten it up. I'm not saying, brothers, y'all got to do what y'all got to do too, but come on now. We got to get it together, ladies. Let's get it together. Let's sit down, talk about it, and figure it out. So at the end of the day, as always, man, I fuck with y'all. Hope y'all continue to fuck with me. Like I say, I got something good coming for y'all on this one joint right here. This gonna be a real good one. And that's the joint, so be looking out for it. Probably gonna drop that on y'all tomorrow. if everything go right. And that's why I'm gonna use my main man Supreme in that thing with his comment at the end, because that comment he made on one of the prior ones about Puffy was crazy. It was truly, truly bananas, for real, for real. I just seen you made a comment, Preem. Hold on. Before I get out y'all way. Where you at? No matter if it's a crow. And Preem, you be going hard. I be trying to serve it up where it's it's palatable, but you ain't playing. You and more don't be playing. But I mean, you speaking the truth. You speaking the truth. And I mean, it's time for our sisters to come to realization that this is the reality. And I mean, it is what it is. Not exempting real men from being real men, because at the end of the day, Preem, you, more, me, we real men. We're gonna do what we're supposed to do as men. But at the end of the day, our women got to make sure that they have a place in their life for a strong man, like these other races do. These other women, these other races, there's already a spot carved out in their life for a man to come in and do what he's supposed to do and be a man and rear his son the way he needs to rear his son. You know what I'm saying? If his son on some messed up stuff, I'm gonna do a video on this too. He can chin check him, or he could tell her, listen, baby, maybe go on to the stove and let me work this out. Because what they don't understand is that a boy, we know men, when a boy, give me some likes out there too, y'all, some follows and subscriptions or whatever. But a boy, when he gets so old, we got what we always grew up, they call that last ass whooping that he got to get. And that thing fall right in between 13 to 16. And that's when daddy got to go on and put that pressure on him. But daddy got to come out the gate hard and put him down fast. Because if he don't, he's going to be fighting that little nigga for the next 2-3 damn years. You know what I'm saying? But that's what has to be done. When she want to grab him and rear him and say, oh, baby, it's okay. Nah, we're not going to do that. Nigga, get up. Let's go. Don't nobody care about you being mad. And they think we being mean. No, we want him to get angry. We need him to get angry because we got to show him how to deal with that anger. Like Charleston White one time said, you know, when mama get upset, she whooped the boy when she emotional. So a lot of times he starts to act out of emotion. But by him not having his daddy around, when mama get on daddy nerve, he get real mad. What he do? He go outside, smoke a cigarette. You know what I'm saying? Or he go on, start playing his music or somewhere to get back what he got to get to be functional, because he know he still got to function. But these young men, they don't know how to handle their anger, and they don't know how to work through it because they used to mom maybe capitulating, you know, but mom, that ain't your man. That's your son, you know, but we know how to get them right. Now, at the end of the day, I know y'all might say we go a little weak on the daughters, in which we do. But at the end of the day, a girl or a woman can get a second opportunity at some things. A boy, society gonna knock his head off. Look at what had just happened not too long ago. I think that's in Cincinnati. The little boy stole a car, whatever. Y'all know what happened. You know what I'm saying? And boys don't get another opportunity because they're looked at as a threat. You know what I'm saying? So that's all I want to tap on, man. I ain't gonna talk too much to y'all. Get out y'all way. And at the end of the day, yo, let me remind y'all about my about who I am. Chapo starts to tell me that he only dealt with one other black guy. And I can't remember what he said, the 90s or when. He said he dealt with one other black guy before. The black guy never cheated him. He said they did real good work, but then he just up and disappeared. He said he didn't owe him no money. He just disappeared. He never seen him. And he said that was the only black guy that he worked with. You're not going to disappear on me, are you? Like that. And I'm like, no, you know. I'm going to say yes. Listen, let me tell you something, my friend. I need you to know this. He said that at the end, this right here, he did it. He said must always end up in the hand of a black man.
What?
The cocaine must always end up in the hand of a black man.
What did you think he was trying to tell you?
It meant a whole lot more to me later. What he was telling me is that you are the most important variable. And if I have a direct link with you like I had with the other black guy that I worked real good with, we made plenty of money. So he's giving me a history. I have worked with somebody black, so me and you could work together. And basically saying this guy made a lot of money, he just left. And I want you to know at the end, you are the most important variable because you have access to the market. So there it is. So don't forget, I got my book out, El Primo. It's on audiobook now, or you can get it, the different volumes. You know, that's all on audiobook as well. I switched my cover right here on this one, but this is a spiritual book that y'all can check out as well. But the other one is the story of my life, man. Check it out. And, you know, when you check it out, leave a review for me because that's important to me. And as always, like I try to tell y'all, black folk, don't trip because we got next. Deuces.